This is the lunch. Ooh. And what is up, and welcome back to Miami Sports Music Network. This is the Lunchtime Rewind, hosted by Nando Talk every Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. I almost just coughed a little bit there, but what is up, everybody? Welcome to the debut episode of the Lunchtime Rewind. Special shout out to Steven. Thank you so much, man, for this little opportunity. It's going to be a fun time. I clearly have to fix this little background a little bit, make things a little smaller so everything fits. But hey, we're here. We're kicking it up, guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying me for a good, positive vibes, good, positive hour as you guys are all at lunch. We'll be talking Miami Dolphins sports. We'll be talking sports in general. But first, thank you to Steven for this awesome opportunity. For those of you who know me, I'm Nando. I already do Clockblockers with Steven in the morning and Nikki Smokes on Tuesdays. We do Hot Take Tuesdays, get a good vibes, and, we talk about the Dolphins there. But I will also be joining this awesome team that Steven has amassed. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to be doing the little every night. There's the new take, new shows, new faces, new nights. I've got to update my stuff there because I finally did make a little better logo, Wakata, But hey, I got me starting off on Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. We'll get a good solid hour of my own little victory Monday. Maybe a little sneak peek at the Monday Night Football game, but for all intents and purposes, a good Dolphins talk. You got Eric the Commissioner and Lorenzo Ice-T, Dirty South Fantasy Football Show, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Check them out for waiver wire trades, any discussions, any little needs for fantasy football. You got them. They're the hookup for you. And let's win some championships, guys. Speaking of some champions, though, everyone on the team is pretty awesome, but I've been known for Batman for a long time, so it's pretty cool to work with him as well. The Finsaholic Show, Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Batman's the man. Always helpful, always a good guy, and he's got some pretty sick panels, so definitely check that out if you want to discuss things with your fellow Dolphins fans. Then you got Jason Sarney, the Thursday night kickoff, Thursday at 7 p.m., one of two shows, Miami Sports Hot Shots. Jason has epic vibes. You probably saw him today going on Friday with Steven for Spread Kindness Fridays. Always some good energy there for my man Jason Sarney. Classic. Got some great sick memorabilia today. He was doing a little Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, little card changes. Sick. Also on Thursday, you got Nunes nights. We got a little. The Miami Dolphins are an international team, guys, and Nunes, she does do a host in show in Spanish, but for Nunes nights on Thursdays, it'll be in English. The last 15 minutes, a little Spanish rewind for my Spanish-speaking brethren, but we're good to go there. Pleasure to work with her as well. Should be a good one. So Thursday, we got that two for the people, 7 to 8 and 8 to 9. So definitely check that out. Oof. Then you got me back on Friday, 2 p.m. for the Lunchtime Rewind, as we were talking about sports, Dolphins, and everything of the nature. And then another two for the people at night for the evening vibe. We got Finn's Take with CB83 at 8:30 p.m. Check that out as well, guys. Definitely going to be some goodness, bro. And no, we don't need to boost Steven. He's bringing on a couple people. He wants to help out. We're going to be a fun time, man. We still have clock blockers every morning, though. Check that out. Tuesday to Friday, starting at 9. Always a good one. Like I said, me and Nikki Smokes are there on Tuesday helping Steven co. So if you want to check that out, always great. Ooh, and it's going to be a good one, guys. But hey, without further ado, it's your boy, Nando. We're here. Hope you guys are all having a good lunch. Now I can finally check the comments. Steven was going to get me about this rundown. Blake McDonald, welcome, new member. Welcome back, boss. I've seen Blake for a while, man, so it's always a fun time to see you again, buddy. Hey, I'm glad you got that shout out, man. If I do go for that Buffalo Bills game and up in December, December 18th, if I do brave the cold, I'll definitely be down to sit with you, Adam. It'll be a fun time. But like I said, I'm not a guaranteed, so I cannot ask you to reserve the ticket for me. But if the stars align, always a fun time, guys, because the Miami Dolphins are kicking butt right now. We just traded for Bradley Chubb. We traded for Jeff Wilson. We signed Bradley Chubb to that massive deal, 5 years, $110 million, basically $22 million a year for that star pass rusher, age 26, 5.5 sacks on the season versus our 17 sacks. Oh, yeah, we're about to get a big boost, a big injection in the arm. Let's get that and go off to the playoffs, baby. It's a fun time. It's Friday. Aloha Friday. Just some good vibes, guys. I know I'm a little bit too high energy sometimes, but hey, it's Friday, 2 p.m. How can it not be? I'm done with classes for the week. I'm focused on the weekend already, and I'm here. And thank you guys for spending your little lunchtime with me, guys. Ooh, ooh. Dun 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 dun. Boo Steven. Never boo Steven, level 2 noob. Thank you for joining, boss man. But hey, Steven's that great guy, man. He's giving a lot of us this awesome opportunity to just get more shows out there, man. I do Nando Talk on my channel. Check that out if you'd like. But Miami Sports Music, definitely drop a like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way. And we're all just having a fun time together, working together along for the ride, supporting each other. I've been dropping on everyone else's shows this week. It's a fun time. And if you can, check out the channel because it's only going to keep growing. But hey, what is good? I'm just saying hi right now. We're about to start it off. I finished the rundown, Chef Jew. Hey, check your pulse. It's Friday right now. She is direct from Chihuahua, Mexico. That is sick. So shout out to Nunes. Hey, even the Spanish part at the end was always a fun time. We've also got the Hellfins on the channel who do Spanish talk as well earlier in the week. And that's definitely something to check out if that's more up your alley as well, Yep. Subscribe, like, share, and donate. Become a member of the family, Join the family. We're all waiting, and it's going to be a good time, man. And the Buffalo and the Mafia are a crazy bunch, I'm going to, that's what I'm saying. Those kind of vibes. I've never been to an away game. For those who have, I'm very envious of you, honestly. I've always wanted to go to an away Dolphins game, particularly, obviously, for a win. But it would be a sick time to go to Buffalo. And hey, the possibility of a Dolphins sweep. I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We still got to talk about Chicago, and we still got to take care of business. But that bringing Bradley Chubb, bringing in that star pass rusher, another element of that pass rush to our already talented D-line is definitely a needle mover. But my favorite move has to be that Jeff Wilson trade, man. I believe if Bradley Chubb is an A, Jeff Wilson's got to be an A+. That's plug and play, fits the McDaniel system, can catch. He knows his strengths and weaknesses. Everyone was talking about our run game being the one thing that was going to not help us out for the playoff football for the cold weather stretch. And now it seems like McDaniel might have solved it in a one fell swoop with the 5th round pick. Absolutely glorious. Obviously, Hunt and Kamara were much flashier names, but you got to teach them the playbook. You've got to wait for them to adjust. Jeff Wilson, he's in there like swim there. You slide him in and you're there to fill it up, and we're good to rock, guys. It's going to be fun. How is your Fridays going so far, guys? We're here to talk some Dolphins football, but it's also just a sports talk in general, guys. As we go on, I will further start talking about, the Miami Heat, who are not looking so hot. We did just beat the Kings, but hey, we got to improve there as well. We'll talk a little bit maybe about the Florida Panthers later on as well as the NHL season starts to heat up. Funny enough because it's on ice, but hey, I digress. But right now, we're in the middle of football season, guys, and as much as I'd love to focus on other sports, I just can't. In my little heart talk about something else besides the Miami Dolphins, guys. Because this is the type of season we've been waiting for as fans for the longest time. As myself, I am kind of a positive guy, a little bit almost overly positive sometimes, you may dare say. I live in a little fairy tale world of rainbows and gumdrops, but it looks like everyone has joined me there for once. It looks like we're starting to head there. We're 5-3. We're making these splash moves. Chris Greer's going all in, trading away our first round picks, going and showing the support that he believes that this is the type of roster, this is the type of the team that can contend right now. So as a Dolphins fan, of course, I'm all in. I'm already happy, but now I'm even more thrilled. We're talking about a team that was already considered the most talented Dolphins team in the last 20 years before adding Bradley Chubb. And yes, Jeff Wilson, who I do think is a talented player. These are the kind of moves that we are waiting for years to come. And it looks like in one season, Chris Greer has just tried to activate move after move, play after play. And if we doesn't come to fruition, if it doesn't all pan out, of course, it's going to be a little troubling. Of course, it's going to be, well, we went all in. And if when you go all in and you bust, it's not always a pretty picture, and it's something that could set our franchise back for a bit. But why think of that way? Why not think of, hey, we're going all in for once? We smell the blood in the water and we attacked. We went from Dolphins to Sharks right now, and we're going after that. We're going after. We saw the weakness, we saw the opportunity in the AFC, and we're going after it, guys. I think Chiefs, Bills, and then the Miami Dolphins, in terms of most talented teams in the AFC right now, really, who else but us three? I understand that the Chiefs have and the Bills have that little plus in quarterback, but we have the best defense, I think, out of those three teams. We have what is needed to stop Mahomes and Patrick Allen, which is going to be a dominant pass rush, because I hope by December, by January, it's all figured out. It's all activated. We have Jalen Phillips firing on all cylinders, who continues to just be so close to a sack, so close to getting there. And it's not a fun time, guys. But I don't do panels really, but I will drop the link a little bit. I'm going to see how this starts to work, maybe going one at a time, a couple minutes at a time, see if we can get some people enjoying and bringing in some lunch vibes as well. But hey, we'll see. I'm historically not the best at managing a panel, so we'll see how it goes, guys. But the links are in the chat if you'd like to check it out, if you'd like to hop in, talk and share about how pumped up you're feeling about the Dolphins, what you want to talk about. I like to say pumped up and positive, but hey, if you've got your gripes, we'll talk about it too, and hopefully my positivity can rub off on you a tad. I like to think it's infectious. It can be annoying sometimes, but when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, when it comes to that drive back from the stadium back to our common place of origin between me and my season ticket member friends, it's 7 of us. So it's 6 of us actually in a car. 7 of us in total, but 6 of us in one car. And yeah, we'll be gloomy sometimes. Like, for example, after that Vikings game, it hurts a tad. After last year, after the Bills game. But I've taken it upon myself to be the rah man in the group. Yes, of course, I get bottles thrown at me. I'll get cans tossed when we lost to the Bills 35-0, and I'm like, cheer up, guys. We can still do this. We'll bring it around. Or we lose to the Vikings, and I go, hey, we didn't look too bad. We held tough. If we had a starting quarterback, we could win. And I'll get booed, and I'll get poked around fun up with my friends. But the energy is there, and I definitely bring it back up. And I like to do that, and I hope I can do that for other Dolphins fans as well. It's not to say you have to be positive, not that forced, but hey, we're here to vibe, guys. We're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy. Raul, thank you, man. I appreciate you for tuning in and vibing up with us right now. It's a lunchtime rewind. It's the debut episode, So if we could drop a like, comment, subscribe to Miami Sports Music, that'd be awesome. We're so close to 10K. But if you just want to enjoy and vibe, hey, that's all on you here as well, guys. We're here to relax. We're here to enjoy. We're here to get ready for the weekend. Now, it's not a 5 p.m. show, but it is 5 p.m. somewhere. I kind of wish I had a Vista Sewer right now. There's one eyeing me on my little drawer, so I might have to get one in a second, But hey, we'll see about how that goes. Hit that like button, please. Yes, please, please, please do. Chef G, what an OG. Always here. The ambassador of the Miami Sports Podcast Network. We're going to vibe. We're going to have a nice one. Bang, bang, blang. Ooh, yeah, Mr. Duke Tomlinson, what is up? Blang, blang, bing, bong, Alec Jeffrey. Yes, hey, I love to do little ad-libs, impromptu sounds, and I don't have a soundboard, but I do have this wildly rambunctious brain in my head. So, hey, we're good to vibe, gentlemen and ladies, and everyone, and Sandy Suzuki? I don't know if I said that correctly, but oh well. This is the Lunchtime Rewind right now, guys. And I'm going to probably keep talking about this trade for a while because I'm still gushing. I'm going to rewind to the last couple of days, but these are the kind of moves that I'll rewind to all this offseason why I'm so pumped up, honestly. Like, these are the kind of moves that we've been waiting for as fans. One of my first videos that ever really took off, I was excited, and we hadn't signed Teron Armstead yet. We hadn't signed Tyreek Hill yet. We hadn't done anything. The team was looking a little better with Connor Williams, with Cedric Wilson, with making moves for Chase Edmonds and whatnot. But we hadn't made a big splash signing. And I was already excited for the vision that this team was taking off. And at the time, it was foolish. At the time, it was more of just me being overly positive. But sometimes positivity pays off, and it definitely has a nice, rewarding feeling. That day I posted that video, March 24th or 23rd. Later that day, we signed Teron Armstead, and we immediately plug in our hole at offensive line. Then days later, we get Tyreek Hill, and our offense goes from last year being Jalen Waddle, Isaiah Ford, Mac Hollins, to now, an offensive line with Jesse freaking Davis. Now we have, Teron Armstead, Connor Williams. We're still figuring out that center guard situation. Right guard at Robert Hunt. Right tackle, they were deciding between Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg. But there was a vision taking place. A wide receiver core of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson. There was a clear vision of improving the offense, of moving those pieces, of starting to go all in. But of course, there was those doubts still of how we are going to finish, how we're going to get to the end product, because we were starting to push our chips to the center of the table, but we hadn't told the dealer yet that it was a full all-in move. But the promising signs to start the season, starting off that 3-0 before injuries really started to bug us down and drag us down, getting back healthy, re-energizing the team, and getting to 4-3, then 5-3. The road to 8-3 continues, and that's when the Dolphins realize it's time to go all in, all in. Push everything you got, and we traded for Bradley Chubb, but we didn't even truly, I would say, mortgage the future. We traded away a first-round pick, a first-round pick in 2023, a fourth-round pick in 2024, and Chase Edmonds. It's an all-in move because there's a first-round pick there, but it's the first-round pick of the 49ers that was probably going to be a late first-rounder, because since they just traded for Christian McCaffrey and they've been balling. So it's an all-in move, but it's not even that hefty of a price. The bigger price comes to the fact that we signed Bradley Chubb to a 5-year deal, $110 million. It's $22 million a year. Cap space is going to be a little tough. But besides that, our defense is absolutely disgusting. And if Byron Jones would someday like to return to the field and we can, be just locked down, that'd be awesome. But even then, hey, or Sidney Jones, you did clear waivers if you want to join as the Miami Dolphins. That'd be a nice time. But even then, Tyndall, man, that would be nice, because I was going to touch on even then the linebackers. I like Jerome Baker. I think he's not maybe the true inside linebacker we all hoped for, but he's still a talented player in his own right. Duke Riley, again, he's been surprising me this offseason. He's really turned it up. Well, not this offseason. He surprised me the offseason. He's surprising me this season, and he's really turned it up a notch. I think we need to see Tyndall on the field. We drafted that athletic monster for a reason. We haven't even seen him really take that QB spy role that I believed he could at least handle at 6'3", 6'3", like 250, runs like a 4.42. And yeah, he's a monster. Okay. I thought at least a size speed mismatch like of that nature could be a QB spy, but alas, we have not even deployed him really to the field. It's head scratching for sure. He's a third rounder. I want to see what he can do. I'm hoping. We already passed all the early rushing quarterbacks though in the season. That's my thing. Justin Fields is probably the last running QB we have on the roster on the schedule until Jacoby Slow, Davis Mills sucks. Probably Justin Herbert's the next athletic QB we face December 11th. There's not a lot of time where it seems like Channing Tyndall's going to, if he's not hitting the field yet, I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to see him out there. That athleticism is definitely lacking in our linebacking core. Bradley Chubb is a linebacker. It was cool to bring him over, and that's where I was trying to get to the point of the fact that this defense is absolutely disgusting. It's going to be awesome to see Bradley Chubb get out there. I'm not sure how involved he'll be this weekend. Maybe a couple snaps, a couple design plays, but exactly. I kind of forgot about Tyndall. A part of me was trying to say, I couldn't sit here and accurately say how many times he's played. I know he was inactive for the first half of the season, whether it was just healthy scratch, a stomach bug in the Ravens game. And then I kind of he dropped off my radar. It's I've got other Dolphins to focus on than a rookie who clearly needs some time, and that's okay. Rookies are allowed to rest. They're allowed to develop. It's okay. If this was the number one overall pick linebacker and he was floundering about, that's another story. But Tyndall, let's let him develop. Let's let him learn. It's okay. I'm a man with a long fuse. But the Miami Dolphins, guys, even if we see Bradley Chubb, limited snaps, design packages, very specific plays, I still believe his impact is going to be brought in. It's going to be felt. As a team, as a Miami Dolphins fan, I don't think I've ever seen the Dolphins go all in like this, go and decide that, hey, this is the year we're going. We've got the QB, we've got the offense, we've got the defense. And I'm not sure how many of those players have felt that all in mentality as well. That surge of confidence that, hey, the front office and the fans and the owner, they all believe that this team, you gentlemen, are the ones who are going to win a Super Bowl this year, or at least make significant enough noise that we're going to take the swing. Bringing in a guy like Bradley Chubb is not just about his on-field presence. It's also about what he brings to the locker room. Knowing like, oh, snap, that's Chubb. That's the guy who brought in to take us to the next level, because the coaches and the staff believe that we, Miami Dolphins, can get to that next level. They believe that the Dolphins can go deep into the playoffs, that it's not just, hey, maybe we make the playoffs and hopefully don't embarrass ourselves like the Patriots. And now it's not even, hey, let's get to the divisional round and see if we can put up a fight. Now it's, let's get to the AFC Championship. Heck, you heard Tua Tagovailoa say, we are not afraid to talk about Super Bowls down here. We're not. Okay. If I believe that the Dolphins are a top 3 talented wise team in the AFC between the Bills, Chiefs, and then the Dolphins right there nipping at the heels, why would I not believe that an AFC championship is possible? Why would I not believe that a Super Bowl is not within our sights within the next 2 years? It'd be awesome to say we win the Super Bowl this year, but the fact is, the Chiefs and the Bills have the leg up on the fact that their team is already established for this season. It's, the Chiefs did play for Kadarius Toney, so maybe they're still trying to figure it a little bit of touches out for their offense, but for all intents and purposes, they're a little ahead of us on when it comes to establishing what their team is, and that's fine. The Dolphins, I'll give us a 2-year window for winning the Super Bowl. And I'm okay with that. I would love to drive to Arizona this year, because I've always said the year the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl, I'm driving there. I'm putting on my little dash cam on my car. I'm recording, and I'm talking nonstop for hours on end, because I will drive so I can get myself the best Super Bowl tickets I can get, because I'm going to that game if we ever go to the Super Bowl. No way in heck, nothing about it. Yeah. Oh, we're talking about Igbenogany? No, Igbenogany, 1,000%, man. Yes, hit that like button, Chef Jew. So true. And Sandy, thanks for tuning in right now. Bang. But Igbenogany is actually doing surprisingly well, guys. And I was going to talk about our defenses in a whole, but I'll start there, because I love what our coaching staff is doing. Particularly, I believe that no one on our defensive coaching staff, especially, is doing their job as well as Sam Madison and Pat Surtain Jr. If I could give like a coaching assistant award of the year, give it to Sam and Pat. Let them split that job, because they have been phenomenal. Okay, we brought in Sam Madison from the Chiefs. He did great work in their secondary. Pat Surtain Sr., American Heritage coach, as an American Heritage alum, that was sick to see. And I talk about it all the time, but I truly do believe that like he has a knack for cornerback development. Okay, he worked on kids all throughout high school. Heritage keeps producing top corner talents, but Pat Surtain Jr., Ty Campbell went second round out of Georgia, and Marco Wilson went to UF as a 4th rounder. Like, that's all the same year in high school. That's all just development. And it's what I love to see is that now he's taking that talent to the NFL. Sam did what he did in Kansas, and he's doing that now for the Dolphins, adding some new love and some new actual familiarity to it. And it's taken the secondary to another level, to a next step. Top to bottom, this secondary has performed. Okay, next man up the wazoo. Honestly, we have lost Byron Jones. We started plugging in guys. True Williams was looking awesome before he went down. We plugged in Mackenzie Alexander, also went down, but he was showing some signs as well. And then out of nowhere, Darth Cater, comes busting on the scene. And it's the only silver lining of losing True Williams and Mackenzie Alexander, is that now Kohu got his chance. Darth Cater was born. Who knows what would have happened if our secondary was fully healthy? But I love to see that it wasn't like, oh snap, this undrafted free agent out of Texas A&M Commerce is coming in. Let's see if Sam and Pat even touched him up. They clearly were developing him all off season. He's clearly been ready to play. He's been soaking up everything like a sponge, and it's just been that next man up. Brandon, like Nick Needham goes down, bang, we plug in more corners. Noah Benogany starts looking phenomenal. And yes, Noah Igbenogany starts looking good. We're talking about a player who was one of the youngest players out of his draft class. He was 20 years old and he was drafted out of Auburn. We're talking about a guy who was learning the position, using that field, who relied a lot on his athleticism, and now gets to the NFL where he's still a top athlete, but he's no longer big kid on the little playground. Okay, it's a lot of big kids around him, so he had to learn technique. He had to get that confidence up, and I don't know what the last coaching staff did. Like Gerald Alexander, great coach, but I don't know if he was truly working on Noah Benogany. I don't know if he was developing him, if he was putting him in the right situation to succeed, if he was beating that confidence. Because quarterback, a lot of these positions are confidence-based, saying that I am that guy who's going to shut you down, who's going to take over the game, who's going to take over any given play. And now Noah he's declared inactive at the beginning of the season. They don't think he's ready. They declare him active. They make him start. He's good to go. And yeah, he got peppered in that Steelers game. Okay, 6 for 8, I think he allowed. A touchdown, a bunch of yards, and then a game-sealing interception. And since then, Igbenogany has grown a little bit in confidence. He's grown a little bit as a player. And I'm very excited to see now where this development can take us. We're talking about a guy who's only 22 years old, okay? 2-2. I'm 24, guys, and I still think I have a lot to grow and develop. We're talking about an NFL player at age 22 who's already in his third season. That experience is going to skyrocket the development at some point, I believe, with the right coaching staff, which is awesome because we've already established that Sam Madison and Pat Surtain are that right coaching staff. They are those guys who have their hands firmly in our secondary. They've got the pulse on the team. When in the offseason we lost Trill Williams and Mackenzie Alexander, I'm not a victory lap, guys, but I was saying Sam Madison and Pat Surtain know this secondary. If they don't believe we should sign anyone else, if they're comfortable with what they've got, I'm going to take their word for it because I believed that they had their pulse on the team and that they knew what we had in that locker room. And lo and behold, they do. And again, Cater popped up. But Noah Benogany, his development, the fact that he went from a couple short weeks ago, many in the fan bases were calling him a bust. It wasn't working for him. And now he's showing clear signs of improvement, of development. I'm not saying he's Darrelle Revis right now. You know, he's not Revis Island. He's not Sauce Gardner. He's nowhere along that line right now. But he is no longer head scratching. Why did we take this player? I can see what was going on in their mind. I can see where this guy's potential is shaping up. It's continuing to grow. It's going to be interesting to see where Noah Benogany's career goes. He doesn't wear the little orange dumps like arm sleeves anymore. He seems to be more focused. He seems to be confident. And then a cornerback confidence is the top thing. Okay, you cannot look at a receiver in the eye and go, "Oh gosh, am I going to be able to guard him?" No. I need Noah to say, I am that guy. I'm the guy who got the game-sealing interception against Steelers, primetime, Sunday Night Football, a dream come true. I'm a man who's held on to this team, despite the criticism after criticism. And Noah Benogany. Let's see it, brother. Mr. Igbo. Noah King Benogany. Let's keep seeing that development, bro. This is what being a Dolphin is all about. Seeing guys like this who have a rocky start and then continue to grow and continue to be this player that we can all be proud of, that we can all be like, that's my Miami Dolphin. I'm happy he's on the team. That's what I want to see, you know? And hey, I'm rooting for the kid, man. We've all made jokes about him, but I think we're all rooting for Noah Benogany, not just because of what he can do for this defense and if he can fill in that hole that Byron Jones has left, and if his development is this rapid and he can lock it up, my God, Super Bowl, of course. But as a kid, man, as a player, it's just awesome to see him just have held on to the team. And if he does develop into something nice, let's freaking go, man. Like, I'm getting all warm and fuzzy just thinking about that right now. I've been neglecting the chat a little bit, but let's go. ABAB, always a pleasure, boss. Thanks for tuning in right now. Cap for life. Thank you, my guy. Okay, let's go. We're rocking right now. We're going. We got some good vibes, and Bob Young. Yes, I'd love to see Noah improving to beast mode. Like that'd be an awesome story. And like if Noah Benogany develops to that level, that spot's still reserved for a Brandon Jones jersey, so it can take down that Tannehill spot. But I will have to figure out how to add a jersey somewhere because Noah Benogany will have earned that on the Nando Talk wall, honestly. Oh, my God. Smoke that ish. Yeah, man. Hey, we're always vibing right now. Word of mouth. We're good to go right now. So, Raul, but I agree. I don't think that the Eagles played anything to write home about. The fact that it was even in the third quarter that close to the Texans. The Texans, not too pretty, okay? I think Dameon Pierce ran very hard, and they've got a couple pieces on the Houston Texans that can look to the future and they can be proud of them and down there. But yeah, man, hey, I appreciate that, bro. We're always speaking truth out here on the channel, man. Thank you, Red, White, and Bills. Always a pleasure to chop it up with you, bro. But we're here, and I don't think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL at 8-0. You know, like they were hanging out there with the Texans. And granted, we still have to play Houston, so I might be eating a lot of crow or eating a lot of eagle if we go out there. When we play Houston, we're not that hot shot. But yeah, Houston's a little better with their record seems, and they got a couple players that they can take pride in. But the Eagles are supposed to be the best team in the NFL if that's what the record states, and they did not look that way. I'm not particularly afraid of the Eagles. Now, do I think it could, if we're talking Dolphins Super Bowl, do I think there's a chance the Eagles could be there alongside us? Of course, you know, in a Dolphins Eagles Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa could be crazy. And I'm not discrediting Jalen Hurts' insane season, but they looked a little sloppy on Thursday. Now, I'll chop that up to, though, just most teams are sloppy on Thursday, and they did win, and they did start pulling it away in the fourth quarter. So, hey, the Eagles, no need to sound any alarms in Philadelphia, guys. But I'm very happy about these Dolphins, man. Let's go. Dream moment. Let's go. Ooh, Bob, you've got me along for the ride for the dream moment. I haven't even read your comment yet. I'm going to take one rip of my vape, and then we're going to go on for dream. I'm ready for this dream moment, Bob. That's all I read. Dream moment. Eagles go undefeated to the Super Bowl, and the Dolphins beat them to keep the undefeated 72 solo on the 50th anniversary. The amount of storylines, and Bob, we're going to go on this dream moment. So for everyone there, let's tag along, and you know what time it is. We're dreaming, so we're going big. Right. Dream moment. The Eagles go undefeated to the Super Bowl, and the Dolphins beat them to keep the undefeated 72 team solo on the 50th anniversary. That would not only be lit word of mouth, that would be absolutely legendary. The type of thing you write ESPN 30 for 30s for, the type of things that documentaries dream of. Okay, we're talking 30 for 30. We're talking docu-series. We're talking about Netflix live adaptation. We're talking about Disney Channel movies if this happens, okay? The stage will be set. Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, two men who have irreversibly already been tied in their careers thanks to Alabama, thanks to that national championship game. But now, to lock them up in a Super Bowl, my God. I do believe that the Dolphins could get to that Super Bowl. And while I don't think that the Eagles would be undefeated in getting to that Super Bowl, I don't think it's this otherworldly expectations. Maybe even next year, you know, if we're talking about that 2-year window, I do believe that there's a chance that the Dolphins will meet the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But if it's this scenario where on the 50th anniversary, we can defend our 72 teams honor and we can go out there and give that first L to Philadelphia, that's a storybook ending. That's the type of Super Bowl. Like the only other better dream moment, Bob, would be like if the Dolphins had gone undefeated this season and we were in the Super Bowl ready to replicate the 72 team success. But this allows the 72 team to remain the only perfect team. I know that Sonk and the boys would be at the game, all pumping. Like, how could the Dolphins lose that game with all that moment, with all that history on our side? Our gentlemen in the gold jackets, our Dolphins ring of honor cheering us along. My God, there'd be no way the Dolphins lose that game. I believe we'd stomp them. I almost want to see it happen. Like, if you're talking about a Super Bowl where I believe that the highest chance for the Dolphins to win a Super Bowl would be playing the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, because that's the type of moment I think we'll like our players would leave everything on the line. And my God, it'd be freaking amazing, Bob. Oh, Disney Channel movie type vibe. Goosey's for sure, man. All good. Bob, thank you for making me dream. Icing on the cake in that scenario would be Tua hitting Reek on a walk-off TD just to twist the knife to the league. No, dude, like Adam, if I'm at that Super Bowl, I'm like I'm streaking and going to jail. Like if Tua Tagovailoa threw a deep bomb touchdown to Tyreek to ice a Super Bowl win over the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, I would, even if I was in the nosebleeds, man, I would bring a little wingsuit, just parachute onto the field and just start streaking and taking off, man. It'd be an absolute wonder time. Like, what a time to be alive. Just to blow up narrative after narrative after narrative after narrative on one throw. Blowing up the anti-Tyreek narratives, the anti-Tua narratives, the anti-Dolphin narratives, the anti-Super Bowl narratives, the anti-success narrative, the anti-Tua future narratives. Bang, 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 bang. Wow. Oh, wow. Bob, you've got me pumped up on all cylinders right now. Woo, baby. We've got 23 minutes left in the show right now, but I could go run a marathon right now in 23 minutes, man. I'm jonesing right now. Thank you, Bob, for letting me dream and letting me believe. Pins up, Ryan AP. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in, boss. It's always a pleasure to have you around, man. Would I trade Gesicki next year? So right now he is on the franchise tag. So unless we re-sign him, and if he does walk, he will be getting a third round pick for Big Mike. I like Mike Gesicki. Now, granted, I am not the best at math. So when I was projecting a good running game for the Dolphins this season, and big 1,000 yards for Tyreek and 1,000 yards for Waddle, I gave 1,000 yards to Gesicki yet, which is a little bit of a tough task. And it's not really coming out that way, So I do think Mike Gesicki does have the talent to be a premier weapon in the NFL. He is, 6'6", 250-pound men who run a 4.5, 4.48, whatever it may be, don't grow on trees. Okay. And when you've got that frame, you've got that volleyball, basketball background, you've got the ups, by all intents and purposes, Mike Gesicki should be a premier weapon. We don't really use him to his strengths. I think we're not going to always line him up out at wide. He is our tight end. So we ask him to be more of that tight end. It seems to be he doesn't always fit the role. But 3 catches, 38 yards, a touchdown isn't terrible. I've said that if he's not going to get the yards, I want Travis Kelce numbers. I want Mike Gesicki to go and get 5 catches, 4 touchdowns on 30 yards. Granted, we're probably not going to be throwing 4 TDs like that all to Big Mike, but why not? Waddle and Tyreek Hill aren't going to be our red zone threats. They don't have the size for it. And it's not a knock on them. It's more of we can get them open in other ways. If there is a scenario for a jump ball, for the give it to the big guy and let's let him break it down with it, it has to be Mike Gesicki. So I think that's why we didn't trade him away. If we are all in, what's the benefit of getting a 3rd round pick when we're supposed to be all in? I like that. I like that depth he also provides us. It's almost like he's our wide receiver 3, which is ridiculous when we have Cedric Wilson on the team. But if Cedric's already getting beat out by River Craycraft and Trent Sherfield, I don't think it's too ridiculous to think that Mike Gesicki can beat him out at a receiver as well. So they don't seem to want to trade him. I don't know if we'll re-sign him, though, because unless he develops into this premier red zone, end zone threat, just my ball, TDs only mentality, it's not worth the price. It's not worth the price for Big Mike. And Gesicki, I'd hate to see you go, man, but hopefully you win a Super Bowl and send you off into the sunset and off onto a new team, ring on the finger. But yeah, we can't trade him if we don't sign him. So we'll probably get that 3rd round compensatory pick. That's what I was trying to angle at a little bit. So Yeah, Gesicki's money went to Chubbs. Oh, yeah. So there's definitely no way we're re-signing Mike Gesicki. Yeah, it's definitely one of the first players that we're unless we do some cap magic. We do need to draft an offensive lineman next year at some point, which would alleviate a little bit of cap in the sense that we're not bringing in a big money offensive lineman again. But I agree. That Chubb deal and with our deals further along the line, like one day we're gonna have to pay Waddle, we're gonna have to pay Tua. Is there gonna be money to pay Mike Gesicki? I don't think so. Because I'm hoping that Gesicki turns it up and starts to have a great year when he realizes, oh, this is a contract year. This is a year where my next year is not guaranteed, and it's definitely not guaranteed with the Miami Dolphins. I want to see him improve. Yeah, if he wants $10 million a year, it's not happening, bro. It's not happening on the Miami Dolphins. We pay Cedric a little less than that, and all he does is fair catch. So Mike's more involved than Cedric Wilson, but I don't know what we're gonna have to do. We might have to move on from that Byron deal, the Ogba deals. Like Wilson isn't really looking like he's doing much, but if he wants 10 million plus, it's not always gonna be the best, man. It's definitely not gonna be for us. And yeah, JD Diesel, salute to the Chef Jew. Salute to you as well for tuning in. But Chef Jew, thank you for always tuning in and helping around, man. We're going to be a big one. And yes, Wilkins is still a question mark for re-signing. I would like to re-sign Christian Wilkins. I think Vader's daddy, love the name, by the way. I think that what Christian Wilkins brings to this team is just, again, it's a type of player who's not just on-field production because he's a beast on the field. He's been a beast since he came out of Clemson. Awesome man. At over a little 300 pounds, that athleticism and the grace he shows. Wow. Now that big boy can move. When it comes to paying him, though, I believe he deserves his money. But we got to see if we can pay him. That energy, the leadership, what he brings to the locker room and on the field is undescribable, honestly. Like if Xavier Howard, I've talked about being the heartbeat of this defense, then Christian Wilkins has to be the soul. He's got to be the pump, the rhythm, the things that gets them grooving and ready to go, man. Because when it's morphin time, when he's going a little selly, it's morphin time, baby, and he's getting the boys riled up and amped. That gets you a little less tired on third down. That gets you a little bit more focused, a little bit more dialed in every game. Having that high energy guy, just making sure that you're on your toes as well. So I like what Wilkins can do, man. I really hope we do re-sign him. Dang, man. You know, he has to resign. He's a defense. He's a leader of the defense. What are we thinking money-wise, though? I haven't really looked into what the D tackles are getting around recently. I mean, obviously, he's not going to get Aaron Donald money, but he is a pretty nice defensive tackle. I think he'd be the primary defensive tackle on almost any team, except for the Rams, obviously, or like the Bucks with Vita Vea. But Christian Wilkins is a phenomenal player. Wilkins is going to be 10 to 12 again. So you see, yeah, if you're talking about 10 to 12 for Wilkins or 10 to 12 for Mike Gesicki, you've got to take the 10 to 12 and pay Christian Wilkins. It does not make any sense to do it for Big Mike. Unless you're telling me we start peppering him with targets and make him this focal point in this offense. I really do think Christian Wilkins is by far more important to this team. Oh. You know, he's a stud and a team leader, voted funniest dude on the team. Like, that's what I'm saying. That humor cannot be ignored either. Like, it seems kind of dumb to talk about humor when it comes to talking about, like, what a football player can bring to the team. But, hey, it's a long season, you know. These guys are working hard. They're in tough scenarios. They're going up and down emotionally. Having that captain, that leader who can also lighten the mood and allow the players to decompress and then refocus, that cannot be understated, the value of that, man. Like, I'm not saying I'm paying 10 million just for a rah-rah guy, but when you add that to what Christian Wilkins can do on the field and the caliber of player he is, it is a cherry on top that he's an awesome locker room dude. That cherry on top is the deciding factor in retaining a player or not, whether deciding a player is worth the money or not. Dang, man. Trucker Sean, what is up, boss? Let's go. Thanks for tuning in, man. That's always a vibe. Always a nice time, man. 20 million a year for Wilkins. or 20 million a year is what defensive tackles are going for. Oh no, 20 million over the 20 million over the cap. Yeah, no, we've got a lot of restructuring to do. When Bradley Chubb was coming in, Nicky Smokes and Steven and I were talking about this on Tuesday. When Bradley Chubb, when there were talks about for Bradley Chubb, it was what are we going to do with Emmanuel Ogbah, who we just paid, and we do have Jalen Phillips, who's young and in the wings, and we'll be looking for a payday in a couple of years. What do we do with Ogbah? Especially when we have to make these moves. And I really think that we're going to see how this pass rotation looks. It'll be a little tough to move from Ogbah, especially after having just re-signed him. But it might be a necessity to keep the strength on our team balanced, to not have a glaring hole. I love the talent we have in our front four, but it's a little rich. It's a little rich, and I think that pass rushing can really mask a lot of mistakes a defense can have. It's very important. But when it comes to next year, if we're talking about losing Christian Wilkins, losing other pieces on offense and defense, we're going to have to do something. And it might start with moving Ogbah and letting Chubb kind of replace him as that younger, hungrier pass rusher who's getting paid the big money on the team until Jalen Phillips takes that over. Dang. We got some good people in the chat right now, though. So, hey, if you're still watching along with us, please remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, Miami Sports Music. We're doing great, great things. We've got the shows Monday to Friday now. It's going to be a fun time with the entire team. So please tune in and please tag along and keep up with us. You know, like I've been saying, Monday to Friday, Monday 7 p.m., Tuesday 8 p.m., Wednesday 8:30, Thursday 7 and 8 p.m., Friday at 2 p.m. as you've been tuning along. And later today at 8:30, check out Finn's Take with CB83. Good positive vibes. Still keeping it going, guys. But back to the show. This is the Lunchtime Rewind, hosted by Nando Talk, 2 to 3 p.m. Again, a little sorry for starting off a little late. You know, Papa Steven was talking to me and to Mini Steven at the same time on the phone. So, hey, we'll never interrupt the boss man. So I started a tad late, but we're good to go. And the vibe has still been a pumping. Hope everyone's having a good lunch so far, though. It's I myself for lunch am hopefully going to be having some little pasta, some spaghetti with hopefully some nice little green sauce. It is just a little spinach and pesto sauce, a little Peruvian style. So we're good to vibe. A little healthier, and still losing weight over this nice little season. So we're good to go, man. Agba and Byron are either going to be draft day trades or June veteran cuts. Yeah. The Byron thing, especially because of that injury, has been very sour topic in my mouth. You know, like it's something that it would have been nice if maybe we could have dealt him, but of course he would have never passed the physical, so we could not trade him. Yeah, I'm Peruvian spaghetti, baby. I know we're going to be a vibe in time right now in a little bit, man. It's going to be a good one, Cap. But Ogba and Byron, yeah. And then Ogba again with that bigger deal. It might be a little tough to trade him, man. But I don't know where we're going to see that go to. I don't really care where they get traded to as long as their deals are off the books, as long as we're getting fair value for them, because that's the issue with big veterans, with big contracts. I don't want this to be a scenario where we're just dumping off their salaries for little in return just to get them off the books. Byron Jones is a talented cornerback. Manuel Ogba is a talented pass rusher. To any GMs who might be watching this, please trade us at least like a second round pick for these cats. You know, these guys are good. Okay. Let's get some fair compensation for them. And hey, Adam Sadowski, an absolute legend. Thanks for tuning in, man. But I appreciate you, man. I try to keep the vibes up. No fakeness, just me. Just getting rallied up. And so a special shout out to Bob too, man. He helped give me it nice and energized with that little dream Eagles Dolphins take of him. But everyone in the chat, I do appreciate you guys tuning in and following along. You know, I know you guys subscribed because of Stephen D. Stephen Daniels does a great job, and he's curated excellent content over the years. Miami Sports Music is awesome and is this close to 10K if you want to keep subscribing. But oh baby, wow. Now we've got a whole team. Now we're keep growing. So please just continue to tune along. I'm glad you think the vibes are a good energy drink, man. It's I appreciate that, man. I like keeping up the good vibes. Sandy, thank you. I think we're just meeting now, so appreciate you tuning in. And hey, we're still going. We still got 10 more minutes on the show. It's technically 2 to 3, but I will commit to the hour mark because I stayed a little late. So my lunch can wait. I hope you guys are enjoying your lunches, though. So yes, pesto, that's the green spaghetti. A-B, of course. But there is a Peruvian spaghetti, and I'm going to Google it right now, so I'm not talking out of my butt. But pasta verde peruana, it's with, yes, it is with pesto, but we also add spinach. hmm Yeah, we add pesto, spinach, and basil. So it is the green, but it's a little bit more extra green, a little extra healthy. So that's the kind of vibe I'm jonesing for right now. I love red sauce. I love the meat sauce. Alfredo sauce is a joy, but pesto, spinach, and basil, we vibe. Yeah, no, not the green noodles. I'm going for the green sauce. Papa sauce, bro. Yes, no, it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good vibe. Now I'm so hungry. Hey, that could be a cool little segment. Drop me your lunches if you guys have had lunch, if you're planning lunch, if you're in the chat. I want to know what you guys are going to eat. You know, this is the lunchtime rewind, so we should get a little bit of a lunch talk. Some people say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I disagree. As someone who usually has early classes or early starts, and breakfast sometimes is more of just a shake or some milk or something quicker. To me, lunch is the most important meal of the day. It is the meal that gets you going. Most people, I mean, I don't eat lunch until I don't eat dinner until like 9 p.m. So my lunch has to last me almost everything out here, man. Like I eat that big lunch and it gets me going, gets me energized and pumped up for the rest of the day as I keep my rambunctious energy a flowing, man. Don't forget the garlic bread. Vader's daddy, never ever can you forget the garlic bread. Nice bread to any pairing, to any meal, whether it's toast with your eggs in the morning, whether it's a nice garlic bread with your pasta for lunch, whether it's more garlic bread for your dinner. It's always a nice extra little touch, man. Gonna order the Chinese. There we go, AB&B. Get some nice time, man. If you ever get the chance, Peruvian food also has Peruvian Chinese food. Peruvian chifa is absolutely to die for. So I believe it's better than ordinary Chinese food. So hey, always give that a try. A Peruvian fried rice is spectacular. It's with chicken, steak, or with shrimp, or even a little seafood with like a little scallion scallops. So it's a good vibe, man. A turkey pub sub. I was in the mood for a pub sub for so long. Cap for life. A little chicken cordon bleu or a chicken tender sub would make this day have gone so nice. But hey, how can I say no to pasta? But a pub sub is elite. I don't know if you ever heard of Laspadas. I was craving a Laspadas sub as well. For those who don't know, big 14 inches. But actually, if you're looking for subs, check out Hangry Owls, man. That's a great sub to eat. Steven's got the spread kindness sub. I'm more of there. He had a little bacon, chicken, and pesto sandwich. Al has amazing subs. Always a good time, man. I'm so hungry now. Dude, you think about me, man. The show's called the Lunchtime Rewind. I get to stare at the words lunchtime the entire time and not eat. Noodles and Nando talk would be a fun concept, but I already mumble and stumble a little bit with my words, so you do not want to hear me eating noodles and doing a show. A nice sandwich, Trucker Sean. You can never go wrong with the classic sandwich. Okay. It's elite. You get your condiments, you get to layer it how you please. It is truly a meal of freedom. The great sandwich. It is 5 a.m. Yeah, I saw someone say you're down under. So, hey, you're having a little brekkie, huh? A little brekkie down under. It's always a fun time, Duke. You got some Vegemite. You got some Vegemite, Duke, huh? I know a little bit about Australia, so we're good to go. Chinese Peruvian is legit. Oh no, Peruvian chifa is absolutely beyond legit. Like to the point where there's a heavy influence of Chinese and Japanese culture in Peru because there is a heavy immigration there. They go east. A lot ends up in California, but also a lot ends up on Peru. And it's been fun time. We even had a Japanese president at one point. Well, Japanese dictator, but the Japanese Peruvian dictator, but that's different. Um, so we have this awesome blend of already delicious food and seafood, and then you add that little Asian zest to it, and oh man, it's a whole nother ball game, man. I'm kind of want to save my noodles for later and go get some Peruvian Chinese food right around the corner right now. It I got a lunch special from 3 to 4, 9.99. A big extra portion of freaking chicken fried rice, Peruvian style. Oof. Yeah, the Vegemite sandwich, dude. We're good to go, man. $6 1/4 chicken combo, dark meat with fries. Ooh. Yeah, man. La Granja, fire. Nice little quick Peruvian stop to go. The if you're ever in like the I know there's right here in Plantation. I think there's one in Davie as well. It's called La Brasa. Great home style Peruvian cooking, like to the point where, like, I swear to you, I went with my mom one time and we went in and she saw someone working in the back that she went to middle school with. Like, I'm talking about a cook in a Peruvian restaurant that my mom grew up in Peru and went to middle school with. Insanity. So La Brasa, also great food. And obviously in South Florida, Ceviche 105 is probably the premier Peruvian food for those interested in trying it as well. If you got a little date, it's got some good ambiance as well. If you want to take your man, you want to take the missus, the lady, the wife, the husband out, Ceviche 105, definitely a nice little flair to it, man. Brasa is good too. Okay, so we got some good Peruvian food connoisseurs around us, man. That makes me happy. I thought I was gonna have to start sharing some pictures and show them the people. But hey, yeah, ABB. Brasa's got lunch specials until 4 p.m. I think it's like 9.99. They're freaking fantastic. And the arroz chaufa, which is the Peruvian Chinese fried rice, is one of them as well. Great times, man. Oh, wow. Now I'm starving. Like I'm absolutely. Oh my god. Oof, 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 oof. Sandwich day was yesterday. Hot dog said, "What do we do?" hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna show as I get the Peruvian food ready up. I'm going to debate the great question as we start to wrap up the show. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Now we saw that the word sandwich is for anything with two pieces of bread or a split roll. Um, so that might not necessarily be the split rolls where we start to go. Is a hot dog a split roll? Is it a bun? It is interesting. I believe a hot dog is a sandwich. I had someone say a hot dog can be a American taco. That's a phenomenal take, I think. But then it starts to say, then is a taco just a Mexican sandwich? And then you start to go on a whole new rabbit hole. So I believe we ended as hot dog is a hot dog is simply a sandwich. I got distracted by how good this plate looks though, and now I'm absolutely starving. So we're gonna share some food porn. Oh, my great grandma's eating right now. I heard her in the kitchen. I'm so jealous. She's 92 years old and she's still a poppin'. So look at that though, guys. This is what arroz chaufa looks like. Like this is with meat. This is more of like a seafood one. Like it's delicious Peruvian fried rice, man. We're gonna keep going on this page, man. I'm gonna show you what I'm eating today. Tallarín verde peruano. Oh yeah, with a little steak. How do they know, baby? Look at that. Mm. Oh yeah. Traditionally also with chicken as well. But wow, oh wow, man. I'm so hungry. Ah. Brasa's amazing though. Antoine, definitely check it out. Is taco a sandwich? Yeah, it's a brat is a sandwich. Hey, according to my definition, it all rocks, man. Two Peruvian restaurants near me. I'll report next week. Dino, if you live in South Florida, that review is doubly appreciated. And I would love to know where you're going. But if not, still definitely give me a review, man. Hey, I'll be back on Monday or on Tuesday. So if you want to stop by, or next Friday for the lunchtime rewind, always a fun time, man. That's what we need. Like that, report to your local Peruvian restaurants. Get some good food, guys. If you want a classic dish, these are some fine ones. But lomo saltado, this is what I judge a Peruvian restaurant. If you mess up this dish, you are not a Peruvian restaurant in my eyes. This is your classic lunchtime in Peru. Rice, fries, some little like sauteed steak with onions, tomatoes, little veggies if you want to add them, but mainly the onions and the tomatoes are the key. You get the juices to mix up with the rice, with the fries, and it adds a phenomenal touch. There's a bunch of different ways and styles to cook and get at it, but at the end of the day, if a Peruvian restaurant messes up this dish, you can never go there again. So if you are going to try it out, obviously try out a little ceviche, but hey, lomo saltado, the classic dish, man. Ice cream sandwich is 1,000% a sandwich. If it's in the name, it's in the name, man. Let me get that ice cream taco, yo. Hey, man. Ice cream taco would be a phenomenal invention. You know, you get the Choco taco, man, is sick. Okay. If a hot dog is a sandwich, then why is a sub? No, because hey, do you want a sub? Oh no. Well, okay. No, because when I'm going to Subway, I say, hey, do you want a Subway sandwich? I don't say, do you want a Subway sub? I say, do you want a Subway sandwich? Because it is a sub sandwich. It's one of the greatest modern debates. And over the course of this year, we will get to the bottom of this. Whether a sandwich is truly a sandwich. What is a sandwich? Like, there's two levels of debates in the world, guys, that are so tough. 3 debates. Are aliens real? Is that a catch? And is that a sandwich? Those are the 3 great debates in the world. Those are the 3 true mysteries of life that we need to solve. And I definitely believe we have a higher chance of solving aliens or catches and tacos and sandwiches, guys. But a sushi sandwich would be delicious. And why do restaurants put subs in a different category in the menu? Well, you see, I believe that would be culture, Vader. You know, maybe my fellow Hispanics are a tad uncultured, but we do consider a sub and a sandwich the same thing on our menus. So, I'd have to see which is the shit. Like, there has to be, like, you know, I assume like a 5-star restaurant. Well, a 5-star restaurant won't have subs or sandwiches, though. But if they did, I will go with the highest accredited restaurant ranking system that has sandwiches and subs on their menu. And that is what I would determine whether a sub is a sandwich or not. Because someone far more pretentious than I has probably put a lot more effort into this. Hot dogs are parts of the pig that nobody wants to eat. 1,000% ABAB. That doesn't discredit it from being a sandwich, though, man. Is that a catch? Is pizza a taco for people who fold it? I mean, a papadilla is basically just a folded pizza, and they market it as a whole nother thing, you know? So food, when you begin to play with it, becomes interesting. And I believe that on the lunchtime rewind, I will begin to play with my food occasionally, I believe. Oh, baby. I live in CT. Exactly, Vader. That's what I'm saying. I would have to see, like, what is, like, the top accredited restaurant that has Subway sandwiches, subs and sandwiches, or sub sandwiches, like whatever they agree, you know, because I don't think there's gonna be some 5-star restaurant in Paris that has subs, you know, or maybe like the top rated sandwich place, or like maybe a 4-star restaurant. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be how I determine the sub and the sandwich theory. Hot dog is a whole nother ballgame. A calzone is just a wrapped pizza having trouble placing. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, man. Food starts becoming just too weird, man. Like, we were on Peruvian food for a second. Like, I'm trying to think of this. I'll never be able to find this. There was this food name that I was trying to think of Peru that's very similar to a calzone that I would also consider like a pizza or a taco, but nah. Hmm. But there you have it, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I believe a hot dog is a sandwich. I believe a sub is a sandwich as well. I have a very weird definition, but that is what it may be, guys. I'm gonna go have some Peruvian food, guys. Some nice little pasta verde, a good time. I want to thank you all for tuning into the debut episode of the Lunchtime Rewind here on the Miami Sports Music Network, hosted by yours truly, Nando Talk. Give the channel a like, comment, subscribe. Miami Sports Music is so close to 10K. We are so close, and we're bringing you more and more content every day of the week. We've got the classic Tuesday to Friday at 9 a.m. Clock Blockers with Stephen D, and I'm there with Nikki Smokes on Tuesday. But we've got the nighttime vibes as well, Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. with me, Nando Talk. 8 p.m. Dirty South Fantasy Football Show with Eric the Commissioner and Lorenzo Ice T. Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. with Batman Finsaholic Show. Thursday, we got the Two for the People. Thursday night kickoff with Jason Sartney at 7. And then Newness Nights at 8 p.m. Lunchtime Rewind with yours truly at 2 p.m. And make sure to check out later today at 8:30 p.m. Friday, Finn's Take with CB83. It's been an awesome time. Thank you again to Steven for having me along. If you guys want to check out more of me, like I said, I'll be here on the show Monday in the evenings at 7, and I'll be here still Tuesdays in the mornings. But if you also want to check me out on Nando Talk on my own channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're so close. The road to 450. We are right there. Like I just want to get over that hump and get to that next step, the next line, But until then, we're still growing, guys. And I greatly appreciate the fact that I'm getting this opportunity to work with Steven, to work with this awesome team, and to keep talking some Dolphins fans, keep spreading the good vibes, and keep just allowing people to grow, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. If you guys want to check it out, that is my link there. That's just for my personal stuff. Please subscribe, obviously, to the channel as well, to Miami Sports Music. But if you want to check out Nando Talk, that's on me. That's on me. And yes, hey, Rick, thank you for tuning in, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yes, donate. Steven will help the channel as well. Donate to Miami Sports Music, guys. It's awesome to just see what we can take if we all just come together and work together. Keep spreading that kindness and that positivity, man. A show with Nonis would be awesome time. I've always wanted to do a Spanish show as well, so I need to have to talk with Helfins or Nonis about that. But just Thursday night vibes as well. A little English talk could be fun with Nonis. I'll definitely DM her to reach out with that. I'm sure Steven will help us connect with each other as well. And I'd like to work with everyone on the team, man. Batman, I've done some stuff in the past with Jason as well. But, Lorenzo Ice T, like the commissioner, Eric, it's going to be a fun time with your fantasy show, guys. Like CB83, I've never done a show with you, but I've talked to you in chat. It'd be nice to work with you as well. Just work with the entire team as a whole and just continue to take this channel to new heights, guys. But Aldo, I appreciate for tuning in, man. I am unfortunately wrapping up. This was the lunchtime rewind, so we had a good solid hour. Hey, if you want to rewind and check out the show, more power to you, brother. We've got a good solid hour talking Dolphins football, talking little Bradley Chubb, Jeff Wilson, the expectations for this team, Noah Benogany, the coaching staff, Sam Madison and Pat Surtain. And then we spent a good solid 10, 15 minutes talking about food, Peruvian food, what y'all are having for lunch, and just keeping out the good vibes, man. Fins up, Winsy. Thank you for tuning in as well, boss. This has been an awesome time, and I'm notoriously bad with outros. I go ridiculously a long amount of time. I don't want to go. I don't want to hit the end broadcast, but I do appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we're only going to keep getting better. We're only going to keep growing. Make sure to check me out here again Monday. We'll see us 7 p.m. for Nando Talk on the Miami Sports Music. But if you want to check out Nando Talk, regularly scheduled as well, be sure to check me out as well. We're almost at 450, and it'll be a good time. Check out everyone else as well, because we out here, everyone on this channel is putting in hard work Monday to Friday to give everyone just a nice time to chat, nice content, good vibes. I hope you guys enjoyed my positivity and my vibes, though. There's no off switch for me. I've got one setting, pumped, 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 and it only goes higher and higher. So Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for keeping up. I'll see you next time, guys. And Christopher Carter, thanks. And yes, like and share for the dream team. I appreciate you all. Having a little separation woes right now to say goodbye, but thank you for everyone for tuning in. And I'll see you next Friday. Make sure to check in CB83 later tonight at 8:30 for good vibes. Chins up, fins up, and I'll see you next time. This has been a Nando Talk on the Miami Sports Music Lunchtime Rewind.